Hello again, I am Blunty. This is the brand new Apple TV, and my journey to buy this thing was nothing short of a fustercluck. I'm not going to go into it in detail here. Suffice as, I'll tell you what, if you want to know the detail, I'll put a link in the down below to like my website where I'll show the complaint letter I had to write to the Apple stores. And if you're hearing that noise, by the way, I'm really sorry. My neighbors are renovating right now, and randomly throughout the day for weeks on end, that's going to happen, which is making it really difficult to be me when you have to turn on a microphone and make content for you guys. So I'm really sorry that's so annoying. I can't get them to stop. I don't know when they're going to start doing it, when they're going to stop doing it. It's just, we have to persevere and push on. So the new Apple TV, this isn't really an unboxing, but I'm going to unbox it as we have a chat. Now, I, over the last few years, have in fact moved a lot of my entertainment consumption across to apps. Most of us have, I think it's safe to say. In most recent time periods, since the Xbox One, actually, I've been watching most of my content through apps on the Xbox One because it has a really nice interface for that, and because, well, the PlayStation 4 didn't have a nice little media remote. It does now, but for, the first 2 years of its life, it didn't. So this was one of the main reasons I went to the Xbox for my entertainment consuming things, because you don't want to have to turn on and off the friggin' game controller all the time just to watch Netflix or YouTube or Twitch or the local media of using the media player stuff, the stuff I've got on the hard drive up there. So that's why I was using the Xbox. Also, plugged into the Xbox, I've got a Chromecast plugged in, which has been wonderful for just squirting stuff across from the laptop or here or the mobile phone or something. If I'm watching something on there and I went, you know what, I want to see this on the big screen, I just go squirt across to the Chromecast. Works wonderfully. The Chromecast is fantastic. It's not as sophisticated as the Apple TV, but for what it does, it's been brilliant. And that's plugged into the HDMI import of the Xbox, so I don't even have to switch away from the Xbox to turn that on. I just go to boop, boop, TV and it picks it up. I also have this is the Gen 3 Apple TV, the one that immediately precedes this one, and this really doesn't get used much anymore. It did before the Xbox One. This was how I was watching sort of the few app-based sort of TV bits and things that were available to Australians before, in the last couple of years. There wasn't really much reason to own one of these, but the main reason I got it is because, just like I said with the Chromecast, I squirt stuff from the laptop across to there. You do the same thing with Apple AirPlay mirroring, mirroring. Why can't I say mirroring? Something's gone wrong in my brain. I can't say that word. You know what I mean, though. AirPlay, which is one of the main reasons I bought that thing in the first place, which is fine. It did the trick, but like I said, since I got the Xbox One and the Chromecast sort of working together as a team, haven't really needed to use it much, except for like when I'm watching the Apple Keynote stuff, because they stream that directly to Apple devices shush! I'm trying to talk to the people! Assholes. I can have a comedy conversation with the noise as it starts and stops. We're just going to persevere through it. So, the reason I'm excited about the new Apple TV is because it will effectively replace what I do with the Xbox One right now. Why do I want to do that? Well, the Xbox One uses a lot more power running than this, and I have the Xbox One running 24/7 pretty much. It almost never gets turned off. So, a little bit of power saving, a little bit more efficiency. There are no fans on this either because, well, the fan on the Xbox One is starting to get noisy because I have had it on 24/7, for the better part of the last couple of years. So, yeah, the fan on it is starting to get a bit janky, get a bit wibbly, get a bit noisy. Basically, I can hear it at night, which is starting to get annoying. It's not really bad yet, but it's, it's going to get there sometime soon if I don't start not using it all the time. So just having a little device, completely fanless, low power, drawer and everything, and fantastic little remote with a touch screen on it. That is one of the big draws that made me think about getting this thing. The other thing is games. Now, just like I said when I reviewed the PlayStation TV, I liked that because there was a lot of content for the Vita that I wanted to play, but I don't take my Vita with me out. When I'm walking out in the world, I'm going somewhere, moving somewhere. If I'm sitting down, I'm probably eating. If I'm just if I'm on the, go outside somewhere, if I'm on the commute, I've got my headphones on, I'm listening to podcasts, I'm, flicking through Twitter and all that sort of stuff. I don't play mobile games mobile. So having the PlayStation TV plugged into the TV, big screen experience, sit on my comfy couch and want to play it, that was fantastic. The same thing is true for iPhone games. There are some fantastic iOS games out there for iPhone and iPad, but I don't really play them. Because, like I said, when I'm out and about, I'm not using my phone that way. I'm trying to preserve as much power as possible because I use it as a communications device. I use it for, social media and web surfing and email and all that sort of stuff. And if I'm on the move, I'm listening to podcasts. I don't want to be one of these people trying to play Bejeweled while sitting on the train or something, or just walking down the street. There's assholes do that. So, that's where this comes in. This is Apple's first proper TV gaming device in quite some time. And yes, there is some grey area there. We're not going to go into it. But also plan to get... Where's my mouse for my PC here? Whoop, 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 whoop. Where is it? Doink. Come on, load it for me. There we go. Whoop, whoop. This is the SteelSeries controller, which is pretty much the official controller for the Apple TV. A proper game controller for it with Apple's seal of approval. It's linked to it right there on the store. It's in pictures next to this thing. What do they call it? The Nimbus. And I've got the SteelSeries guys giving me the hookup on one of those, so I'll have one of those to review shortly. But the only thing I don't like is, by default, they demand that all games be playable with this remote here, which has a little touch surface on it. You can turn it sideways and the buttons are over here, and there's no touch down the bottom. And it's just, that's not going to be a good way to play games. It does have movement control, so you can do the Wii stuff as well, I suppose, but I don't want to play games like that either. So, any game compatible with that is the game I'll be more interested in, long and the short of it. But that's about, my reasoning behind getting it. It's going to make my media consumption, Netflix, YouTube, Twitch, local media stuff. There's a Plex app coming for this thing too, which is going to make my life real nice and easy. Having that one low power, completely silent device do that stuff for me in a really nice way and with a lovely Apple interface, because that's the other thing I hate about the Xbox One. The interface on that thing is just garbage. It's been garbage since day one, and I struggle through it for the sake of being able to use the damn thing, but it's nasty. It really is. It's clumsy. It's awkward to get around it when when it has to update an app. It drops you through to the update screen. It downloads the update, but after it finishes updating, it just sits there at the blank updating screen. It doesn't kick you back into the app and restart it when you. There's just a ton of stuff that's really crappy about the interface on the Xbox One. Maybe the new one will fix it up. Who knows? It's too late now. Moving on. I've struggled through with it long enough, and we all know Apple does interfaces really well. Whatever you think about Apple, if you're an Android fanboy, fine. I've given plenty of Android TV devices a fair go. Some of them work really nicely, but they've always been kind of awkward, particularly with the interface, compatibility, and apps, and it's just Apple just do things in a way that takes most of the bullshittery out of it, as far as I'm concerned, in the way I want to do things. Maybe you don't agree, maybe you do. Don't start an argument in the comment section about it. We've all heard it all before. It's very boring and tedious. I'm just telling you why. I'm going to give this a go. And I would have had a review up of this today if it wasn't for the complete and utter disaster of customer service from the two Apple stores I tried to purchase one of these from on Friday. But this morning, Monday, I walked into a Maya store. That's an Australian store. I don't think it exists anywhere else. But I walked in and out 3 minutes. Walked in, said, I want one of these. They said, here, I paid for it, and walked out of the store again. That's the way it should have been in the Apple store, but it wasn't. Again, if you want to know the full story about that, there's a thing in the down below. But that's it. So, if you have any questions, inquiries, about this device, what it would be good for you for. What are you using to watch your media on now? Do you want me to compare anything specific about what you're doing compares to what this will do and how? Are there any particular games you're looking for? Again, I'll remind you that the SteelSeries folks are supposed to be giving me a hookup on one of these. They're going to send me one to check out, and I'll have an exclusive proper review of that thing as a gaming device, because it is, an extra, $94.95 Australian. So not a cheap controller. Even the Xbox One controllers are cheaper than that. So, but that's Apple tax for you. So yeah, just wait for my review till you pick one of those things. I mean, it's probably going to be good. SteelSeries, they do controllers really well. I know this already. I've owned their controllers for other stuff like Android devices and things, and they work brilliantly fine. But hang about for my review, and I'll let you know all about that. In the meantime, yeah, just ask whatever questions you've got about this. I mean, it is significantly more expensive than a lot of other options out there when it comes to just having a TV box for Netflix or whatnot. So yeah, make your inquiries, drop the comment bombs, throw a thumbs up, and do the thing with the buttons and all that garbage people have to ask for now on YouTube just so the things happen. I don't know, the things. You know, the things. But that's it for me for now. It's very hot in here. I have to open up that window again. I have to, it's summertime in Australia. I have to close my window when I record now because I don't want you hearing the street noise. But it seems pointless with all the construction noise going on. But I don't want the construction noise and the street noise because there's even more stuff going out there. You might be able to even hear it. There's a circular saw in the street out now. Someone's doing some plumbing or some crap. And just when I moved into this place, I picked it because it was nice and quiet. It hasn't been quiet for like 2 years. There's always been construction and renovations. And it's driving me insane. But I can't afford to move anywhere. But anyway, that's all blog. Thanks for watching. I am Blunty, and I will catch you next time. Whew.